Hey, all there. Just 1 second. Alright, I guess it's time to start. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, it's Spider-Man characters. Alright. Hello. Hello everyone, it's time to draw some daily sketch of the week. And we have 5 characters to do, and then hopefully a comic or two, 1 or 2 page of the comic. Let's go. I hope the second camera is not doing anything weird today. Let's see. Yep. Let me see. Can we get the second camera back? It's plugged. Yeah, it's plugged over there. Maybe we'll improvise something here. Let me try just one thing. Oh. Alright, let's start drawing before this stops working. Here. Look over here. Alright. Let's start drawing some daily sketch right away. The first one is Monday, Spider-Man. Spider-Ham. Let's go. Let's go. See? It's ready. Spider-Ham, Spider-Ham. I had a couple Spider-Man comics from way back. I always liked the fact he wasn't a pig bitten by a spider, but a spider bitten by a pig or something like that. There's a fun twist with his origin. Well, it's a parody character. It wasn't serious. Good news, everyone! There's something under my paper. Spider-Man. But he has to be doing a cool Spider-Man pose. It might be a parody, but he needs to look cool. The movie really nailed it, using John Mulaney as his voice. No, every time I read some Spider-Ham quote, I just hear John Mulaney's voice. Yeah, but I don't do that with a lot of characters. All the Batman, Spider-Man, Spawns, whatever. The Mask. I'm trying to, not just comic book, but I don't use the character's voice when I read stuff. You know? I never read I read most of my Batman comics in English, but I don't have a specific Kevin Conroy or stuff like that voice in my head. I have my custom Batman voice, something. But Spider-Man, yeah, man. No, it's 100% John Mulaney. Reading a manga or something, I don't have the voice from the anime, for the anime. I don't know how you say that in English. And I don't have the animated voice in my head. Only the things that came 100% from animation, sure. Like if I read Adventure Time or Steven Universe comic, I'm gonna have their voice. What an interesting topic. I guess for stuff like Batman is because I have a bunch of Batmans in my head. I don't have one specific Batman, so I'm gonna read the Batman with a weird mix, weird unique voice. I need to grab a comic to see. I think I have a weird voice that is a mix of Michael Keaton and the recent voice like Christian Bale. They just don't work when you read a Batman comic. An interesting subject indeed. And here's the first one. It's Spider-Ham. Yeah, but that's no. You see, that's because of the bad acting. I mean, Michael Keaton Batman just speaks normally. Adam West Batman just speaks like a hero. You see. I guess when I read the Batman comic, I just have a regular voice. Maybe it's Adam West that is inspiring a voice for me. My favorite cartoon Batman voice is the one from The Brave and the Bold. I used to read comics before that, so I already had a voice, but that's the kind of voice I like. know, like a superhero. Hey guys, this is Batman speaking. Quick, Robin. The second character is Spider-Man Noir. You see, I can't have Nicolas Cage voice for this guy. So I read the comics, the Spider-Man Noir, before the film. He has a ton of dialogues. In the film, he doesn't speak much. I can't imagine Nick Cage voice for the comic Spider-Man Noir. He has like a rough detective voice, not a Nick Cage meme voice. He had a great voice in the game. Spider-Man Noir was playable in a game. I don't remember what game. Shattered something. And he had a great voice in that game. What a fun topic today. I didn't expect to go in this direction, but I'm kinda feeling the comic book topic right now. I've just finally read some Marvel comics, some recent one. I haven't read a lot of American superhero comics in a while. Lately I'm mostly reading manga or some French comics. This is a lot funnier than it looks. And so I just read some recent Deadpool comics. It's nice to do a long break from superheroes. After a while, it gets too much. But I had fun reading Deadpool. Deadpool is always a great entry point because he can mock the current Marvel universe or events or stuff. So you get a nice feedback what's going on in comics right now. It's starting to look like a nice team between Spider-Man and Spider-Man Noir. No, Spider-Man was the entry point up until the Clone Saga. At that point, it wasn't the entry point anymore. And people can say what they want about the MCU, put that aside, but Miss Marvel was a nice entry point in the early 2000s when they come up with her. It was fun all age superhero stories, pretty close to what Stan Lee did with Spider-Man, you know, one shot, not monster of the week, enemies, stuff like that. Miss Marvel was a nice entry point in the 2000s. Right now, I don't know. There's too many crossovers and stuff. In a few pages from Deadpool, he made fun of the Carnage invasion from Spider-Man. There was a big Carnage invasion. Everyone was a symbiote, a Carnage symbiote, not a Venom symbiote. And the X-Men are fighting something on their island. Phew. At least from Deadpool's point of view, he doesn't take anything seriously, so there's a new big villain creating all Carnage. Yeah, and the event has a stupid name like Carnage Reign of Carnage, I don't remember. And then they destroyed all the symbiotes, and then this new villain is making hybrid monsters with symbiotes, and I just said, phew, glad I don't read Spider-Man. The writer, just I don't remember the name. A new writer, I don't really know. Just use some elements and hey, let's make a fun Deadpool story from this. Carnage. I don't know why people like Carnage. I don't like Carnage. Venom is fine. Carnage is way a bit too much. In a Deadpool comic is fun because Deadpool ate him, and there's arms of Carnage arms getting out of his sides and stuff you won't see Spider-Man doing. But it should have stayed in the 90s, I think. Evil Dark Venom, and he kills, and his blood is made. Do you know why he's red? Because he's mixed with the blood of the guy. It's a symbiote mixed with blood. Blood everywhere. Spider-Man has a gun and he shoots. Alright. Spider-Man with a gun. Spider-Boy. Alright, this one I don't know. Who the hell is Spider-Boy? When Project Cadmus attempted to create a clone of Super Soldier... Huh? You have to go for the Daily Bugle. What? What? Ah! It's the Amalgam character. Amalgam is when DC and Marvel fought, DC versus Marvel, and the aftermath they fused and became Amalgam Comics for like a year or two. I have no idea how it worked, but there was a lot of fun designs. We talked about Dark Claw last time, the Venom, no, the Wolverine Batman. So Spider-Boy is Superboy and Spider-Man. I always liked these DC versus Marvel amalgam stuff. I kinda liked it. It was pretty fun. I remember just running into weird comics at that time. What the heck is this? And there was a ton of... I think there were like 3 Batman. There's Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Dark Claw, and I think there's a third one. He mixed with 3 characters. And I think Spider-Man got mixed with 2 others as well. And yeah, Spider-Boy. You see, there was so many stuff going on. I don't remember Sabretooth and Joker. God damn it. I want to see it. The worst stuff was the Legion and X-Men mixed, because it's just a bunch of random powers mixed around. Amalgam, Sabretooth. Alright. But you see, it doesn't look like the... It doesn't look like the Joker or Sabretooth. It looks like the Creeper. Yeah, it's just the... Yeah, it's just the Creeper. Quick break. I kinda get the idea of the Joker Sabretooth mix, and he has he's the main enemy for Batman, Dark Claw, Wolverine, so I get it, but it just looks like the Creeper. That's another character. It just looks like the Creeper. Yeah, it's the same guy. See? It's already Joker Sabretooth mix already. Yeah. I think, like you said, I think the concept is nice, but the character is nothing new. Wasn't there a Spider-Man mixed with a Robin? You know, secretly, but I feel like the Robin Tim what's the name of Tim something, I don't remember the name of this Robin. The third Robin could be a nice mix with Peter Parker, using his smarts, making gadgets. Like I was saying, I'm sure secretly inside the head of some producers at Disney, Warner Bros. Secretly they hope to be able to make Amalgam into a movie. Captain America. But I think the story, what's the story? Then it's sometimes it's the elements of the story. That means Clark Kent from space got experimented on with the super soldier serum or not. Anyway, his enemies are going to be Nazis, so the Hydra stuff. The mix is not the interesting part, but it's what it brings around. The story, the enemies. I gotta show this once. I have one big Captain America poster I got ages ago. It moved with me when I moved. And it's in my kitchen, and it's Captain America punching the Red Skull. Yeah. I just like looking at Captain America punching the Red Skull. And there's some Nazis around. Ah! And yes, Hydra is Nazis. I know the MCU tries to separate, but it's the same thing. Oh, I just watched the last Indiana Jones from Disney. Let's say it wasn't the best film I've ever seen, but I liked to see people punching Nazis. And there was one or two fun quotes, but yeah. An 80s era Saturday morning cat. Yeah. They still need to stop pretending it's separate. It's the same thing from like in the comics. It's just a splinter group that survived. I don't like I think they said in Captain America, the first movie, that it was something inside the Nazis, another something inside them, and no, it's Nazis. Stop. Just because they want to make toys. I just noticed. That's why there was several Spider-Man in Amalgam. So the Spider-Boy, the amalgam of Superboy and Spider-Man. It's not Peter Parker, the costume. It's Scarlet. It's Ben Reilly. It's the clone. It's Ben that is mixed with Superboy. Looking at the costume, I'm looking at the hands of the Spider-Boy. Man, the 90s were crazy for the comics. You had the Clone Saga, and then the DC and Marvel merged, and then there was a symbiote, the first symbiote invasion. People talk about the films. Oh, it's crazy living in the MCU. There's so many stuff going around. It's worse in the comics. You're just a regular guy. There's a symbiote invasion, and there's clones rampaging New York, and then the two planet Earths mixed together. And it was just first day. And then the next day, Galactus came to Earth, and then Magneto something. Yeah, the flipping around is a clone, not a clone. That's this is the only real reason it's really difficult to read this again nowadays. They keep flipping around the script. Stick with the plan. With Parallax, it wasn't badly done, I think, for the Green Lantern, because there's a lot of time skips in the story, in real life time skips. I mean, there's a few Green Lanterns after Parallax, and then in the 2000s you get Al Jordan, the first one that is just back, you don't know how, and then the story starts exploring the past. And then it finally joins you have the retcon. But it's not a retcon right away. So there's time skips that help the story develop, explore the past, retcon some elements, and then you have the Parallax in the present, which was a weird alien thing. Yeah, Kyle is my favorite Lantern, but he just lasted like the mid-90s to the early 2000s. It didn't last that long. They mostly come up with him because we had Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner in the 80s and 90s, and I think people didn't like them that much. With the cartoons, people liked them later, but people didn't like. So they brought back the evil Al Jordan, and then pushed Kyle Rayner in the front. And then you get, but that's my favorite status quo from the Green Lanterns. I really liked it. I can show some stuff I have around, but it was Al Jordan in the main book and the Green Lantern Corps for the three others, and yeah, it was a nice status quo. You could see any lantern was around, and they developed the story with the colors and stuff, and I don't know. It's a ton better than the Clone Saga. It's more planned. You can see it was clearly planned. Not the Clone Saga, the stuff with the Green Lanterns. with the Green Lantern, it's clear. Yeah, the writer Jeff Jones had the roadmap. Year 1 we'll introduce Al Jordan. Year 2 we bring back the corpse, and then we're year 5 we face Parallax again and explain everything, and then introduce the colors, and you can see it's planned. Oh, and I remember they remade the origin story of Al Jordan to put some hints of the colors and Parallax. I remember they planned everything. It was well made. I was a big fan of Green Lantern, and nowadays I'm not. But it was pretty good. And that's why they wanted to make a DC universe on film, starting with Green Lantern. That just shows for a while it was DC's best comic, best ongoing comic. Spider Boy. Yeah, there's only one movie. But there's like 3 or 4 animated Green Lantern movies. I was surprised. I only knew the first one, and then I found out there was like 2, 3, 4 Green Lantern animated movies. But yeah, the film. The problem with the film is a lot of stuff, but I guess the cast, Ryan Reynolds was not the problem. Yeah. I don't know if I would have started with Green Lantern, but everything that followed the comic was nice. The weird elements around it, there's a few elements around, and then there's the special effects, the bad 2000s humor. There's a lot of weird jokes. It feels like an older comic book from around the time of the first X-Men or the first 2 X-Men movies, and it's from later. And I think the director wasn't that incredible. It was some guy that made some of the recent James Bonds. Not my first pick for a superhero. The music was generic. Yeah. There's a lot of problems with the film. Spider-Girl! Yay! For a really long while, my favorite Spider-Man character. I was a big fan of the MC2. I don't remember the name. Yes, MC2. Marvel Comics 2. It was the future stories, since time can't be allowed to move in the main comics. The Maze Runner. The live action Zelda. Yeah, I think the problem with the Maze Runners, they're kinda after my time. It's some teen action drama stuff, like it's aimed at the same audience as the Twilight films, right? The Maze Runner films seem kinda bad. Yeah. What do you call this? It's not. Wait, Maze. It's what's the name of? do you call these books? It's teen. Young adult novels. Right, it's the books might be a bit more action packed, but it's kind of the same thing that like the Twilight books. God damn it! I think the first I've never seen any of the films, but I think the first film is kind of okay, well made, introducing an interesting world, and then it's just bad sequels. So what's the story? It's the same director, the first film. So the first film is from West Ball, and he's gonna make the Planet of the Apes reboot. No. And he's gonna make the Zelda film. West Ball. So he's making the new Planet of the Apes. He just has to copy the style from the previous films. He doesn't have to invent anything. But then he's gonna direct a live action film based on the Legend of Zelda. Just use someone that makes fantasy films. God damn it. You see, a Guillermo del Toro. I'm not sure they could get Peter Jackson nowadays, but Guillermo del Toro could make a Zelda film. Because he doesn't have to copy a specific Zelda game. He can make up his own Zelda remix. God damn it. You know, I wasn't feeling the Mario film, but I thought, hey, the Mario is gonna be animated, it's gonna be fun. But the Zelda film, I'm not feeling it. Why Sony? Sony Pictures, god damn it. Sony Pictures is also not the best studio nowadays. Sony Pictures reminds me of 20th Century Fox at their worst time, when they made the Fantastic Four films on no budget, the bad X-Men films like X-Men 3, and and the bad Predator or Alien films anyway. Sony Pictures is not at their best state to make this Zelda film. They need some budget. And not for the actors, etc., but just for the effects, to create a world. This needs an Universal Studios budget, like Lord of the Rings. Maybe that's not Universal, but this needs the budget of Lord of the Rings. And the skills of Lord of the Rings. Anyway, that's why I don't really enjoy films that much nowadays. At least American films. We're living the downfall of Hollywood. Right. And here we have Spider-Girl. Unmasked because I prefer unmasked. Alright. And finally, that's Mayday, yep. And finally, Miguel O'Hara, the best Spider-Man. I like they used him in the new animated film. I'm not a huge fan of these animated films. They're pretty great, but I like they used him. I don't like they used him as a bad guy, but I like they used him because more Spider-Man 2099 is always good. I always wanted a video game based on him. Back on the Mega Drive, a side scroller or something. Or when we had there was a game where you played as a bunch of Spider-Mans, and I always wanted to see a spin-off just with him. He didn't add the webs, but they gave him webs later. So when he time traveled to the past, or I don't remember who, but Peter and him they met, and then he started using the webs after that. But that's right, he didn't have the web at first. I always forget this. Because you can find so many pictures, and he's always doing it. He's always going up on vehicles and stuff, and then jumping down. That's the gameplay when you play with him in the game. Doing free falls. The game had some free falls scenes inspired by MDK2. MDK. I don't know. Anyway, a great character. I always wanted to see a game of his own. Yeah, the film kind of showed him as a villain. Come on. He was angry, nobody liked him, he was always shouting. You had some red, dark scenes when he's presented as a villain. People that knew him don't entirely see him as a villain, but people that didn't know him just saw him as a villain. He's presented like a villain. I like the fact he doesn't have a Spider-Man costume. He has a Spider-Man mask, but he doesn't have a Spider-Man costume. He has a Dia de los Muertes costume. That's a skull, that's not a spider. Oh, the reference I'm looking is his crossover with Spider-Man. I'm here looking at a reference, and I didn't know. That's his crossover with Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man and the Green Goblin over there. We're in the year 2099. Yeah. They didn't. Well, it's background characters. It's alright. But the Green Goblin looks fun. Norman. You see, this is a character I like to draw with a tablet. You can erase, go back, cancel, because yeah, it's really complicated to draw his costume. No, why did you write this? No, that's cursed. Stop. The writers don't like Spider-Man. That's the only thing that never changed. No. This is why they should just let him die and bring back Spider-Rock. Just let Peter die. Come on. You know, it gets better. Well, not with Spider-Man. It gets worse and worse. I don't know why they brought back Miles. I have the first volume of his story in the main universe, and I still don't understand why they bring him, because it doesn't serve anything much. He's in a new universe, and that's it. People call him Spider-Boy. There's two Spider-Man, but people call him Spider-Boy in the story. I don't know. Poor Miles. When you do, and I haven't finished yet. When you don't want to draw the hands. I don't know why they brought back the Ultimate Universe, because the main universe was starting to look like the Ultimate Universe. We had the same kind of Nick Fury. There were hints that Peter was going to find his Miles in his own universe. A lot of stuff was looking like the Ultimate Universe, and then they just merge the universe. Why? I know there's a big reason why it's not in the story. Yeah, there's a big reason. It's kind of the Ultimate series is kind of like the there's a writer, a well-known writer, Mark Millar, and he's kind of the guy that made the no, not Mark Millar, Michael Bendis is the big guy behind the Ultimate Universe, and he wanted to stop writing for Marvel. The event was a way to close the Ultimate Universe, so no one can continue his universe without him. But there was no reason to mix the universe anyway. Looking the way they ink the black spots on the Spider-Man costume, kind of interesting to understand. They make some weird zones like this, and then yes, that was the objective in the beginning. Yeah, the first 2-3 years are really easy to get into. You can grab a character or a story. Ultimates, the Avengers, Spider-Man, X-Men. You read, you understand the new universe. Easy to get into. Then it got. They made a lot of events. I don't know if they made Civil War, but they made the Secret Wars and stuff, and many events. A Clone Saga, They made a lot for Spider-Man. Yes, they made a lot of events, so it was as complex to read as the main universe. But everything is different on top of that, and that's why the only book that survived was Spider-Man. Because even at 15 volumes in, you could grab a Spider-Man. Oh, it's Spider-Man versus Kraven. Spider-Man versus the Lizard. And you understand, it's easy to understand. There's S.H.I.E.L.D. in the background and stuff. But it's easy to read. So the X-Men, the Ultimate, everything stopped. Only Spider-Man continued. Peter died. Miles. Peter is returned. It's easy to... any of the 20, 30 volumes of Spider-Man are easy to get into. You can say that with the X-Men from the Ultimates. And then Bendis said, we're gonna stop the Ultimate and they mix the universe. Anyway, Miguel, I gave him real ends finally. Alright, pictures, Photoshop, comics. Let's go. But first, you know, it's the same idea they have every now and then when they launch a new line from Marvel Knights. It's going to be, it's canon with the main Marvel, but it's a separate, gritty universe, more realistic, and without too much reference for the events and stuff. Was being no, stop that. Marvel Knights, easier way to read the comics. And they did the Daredevil. Oh, it works. They did the Heroes for Hire and the Punisher and stuff, and a few Spider-Man. And then the books were all mixed together, and it's too much. Alright, it's too complicated. Let's do MC2, Marvel Comics 2 in the future. Easier to read, not many ongoing storylines, no events in the MC2. There are no events. And when people die in the MC2, people stay dead. And then Spider-Girl started mixing with the X-Men and stuff, and it got super complex. Alright, let's do Marvel Max. It's going to be for more mature audience. Without events, without any mix, nothing mix. In the Marvel Max, every book is on his side. The Punisher is on his side. Deadpool, there's only one Deadpool Max. There's Deadpool here, but after 10 volumes of the Punisher, even Max was too complex to read. Alright, let's do Ultimates. Every 5 years, they launch a new line. It's easier to get into. No complex storyline, nothing. The problem... That to me nice. My favorite Marvel Knight were Daredevil. Daredevil was the only ones that kept the... You can get into this Daredevil without having to read all the previous Daredevils. That's the only one that was nice. The problem with the comics is that Marvel thinks it's a problem with the brand Marvel. Oh, it's complex to read Marvel because you have to read all the other ones. The problem is not the brand. The problem is the writers. they have to make every book easy to get into. Yeah, I know your Atomic Knights were something else. I've checked a few stuff with Marvel Knight. I never seen any Atomic Knight. Let me click your link. Dalmatian. Alright. Alright. That is real. That is not something you made up right there. God damn it. But I was saying, there's a nice Stanley quote out there you can find, where Stanley says something. He was smarter than the current writers. Stanley said something, I'm gonna try to remember, but he said, you have to make every book easy to read for any reader, any age, because it can be anyone's first comic. Something like that. And that's right. When you pick a book, you don't need to check, is this issue 1, 2, 3. Just pick something. Can you understand the story? Can you understand the characters? All right, it's well done. You don't need to make a separate line and stuff. And I feel people have been doing that pretty alright with Deadpool. I've been following Deadpool since forever. And even if the story is ongoing, every new writer pays attention, what is going on, who is this character, let's explain things. Moon Knight, kinda, always. You can get into a Moon Knight without reading the previous Moon Knight series. The Punisher is once every 2 series, 1 series is alright. That's the last Marvel I followed. Deadpool, Moon Knight, Punisher, some Ghost Riders sometimes. That's did you know? I have some fun. Marvel did some fun figures back in the 2000s, small ones. I don't remember. Superhero Squad, something. And I grabbed all my favorite characters, and it's the only characters I'm currently still following, kinda. I'd like to experiment to move the stream to my phone and be able. We need to experiment sometimes. Try. I wanna try. I'm just trying to grab the pictures first. Then I need to install the thing for Twitch, and then yeah, another time, maybe tomorrow. But I'm just gonna grab the figures. Hey, look at these guys. Look at these guys. Marvel did some pretty fun figures in the early 2000s. I think it's called Marvel Superhero Squad, but I'm not sure. And I have a Moon Knight, a cute Moon Knight. That's right, it's something like that, right? I don't remember. It's like, I think these things have like 20 years. This is 20 years old. Taskmaster. This guy doesn't have his own series, but whenever he pop up in a book, I like to grab the book. a Ghost Rider. A Ghost Rider because there's so many. There was another. You can see his face. Ah, we can see his face on my first camera. Yeah. I said a Ghost Rider because there's many of them. And there was another second one I wanted. He had the bike. And I never found him. I'm sure I can find him on eBay or Amazon or something, but I don't wanna see the price. A cute Frank Castle. This camera is too bright. You see? I like the fact they didn't give him a gun, a shotgun, grenades, just a bazooka. Just a freaking bazooka. Chibi Frank Castle isn't real. Huh? Huh? And my favorite, of course, Deadpool. This is a Deadpool figure before he became super famous. He was always kind of famous, but he was mostly famous for comic book readers back then. Just after that, he kinda exploded on the internet, people sharing panels, and then the movies, etc, etc. I like the fact, you know, if they made him later, I'm sure he would have the swords in his hand instead of guns. Look at him! Hey guys! And that's a ton of these. But that's all the ones I have, and for some reason it's the only. I'm gonna take Taskmaster out. It's the only series I'm still kinda following. I'm still kinda just following Ghost Rider, Punisher, Deadpool, and Moon Knight. I ditched the entire Marvel universe. Well, that's not always a book of these three guys. They have a book, it stops, it goes back. Deadpool always have a comic ongoing. Alright, that was my relation with Marvel Comics. A nice funny little story. Funny, well, maybe not funny, but insight. Stay there. God damn it. Stay. Stay. I want to move this. Stay. I don't stay. Yep. Spider-Man. brain is like a plant. You need to water it from time to time. Or else. So let's talk about something else. But first, nuts. Nuts. Should I add an outline or not? Let's test. Yep, look at this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the outline. It's oh no! Oh no! I don't think we can do the comic page today. My Wacom plugin is not working. I don't have any pressure. Yeah, I don't have pressure. And there's only one way. And there's only one way to get the pressure back is to reboot the computer. It works for the sketch. It's alright. I can do the sketch, but I can't. I can do the page like this. Maybe we do the page later. I reboot the computer. We do the page later. Oh god damn it! Let me test. The Wacom. Yeah. Because I was never able to relaunch the plugin without rebooting. See? Tablet driver not responding. Try turning off your computer, turning it back on. I didn't have pressure when I was doing the outlines. And I need the pressure to do the comic because it's gonna look really bad. Yeah, no pressure. You know, maybe I reboot the computer when we will see. It doesn't happen that much. It just once every 4 months, 4 or 5 months. It doesn't happen that much, but when it happens, I need to reboot. The worst thing is when I look. I don't control anything here. The worst thing is when I'm drawing something and it stops working during the drawing. Then you have to close the drawing, the reference, everything. Well, we can reboot. Wait, 29. We can reboot and do the comic page later, or if you want to explore more Slenderman, I have two more Slenderman games now. I found the classic before the remaster, Slenderman, and another one, and another one. Spider-Man Noir. Spider Boy, Spider Boy, Spider Boy. You know, I wanna do something with this one. Let's try. And here it is. Hey. Just to make it a bit more interesting. No, I forgot to put his name. Wait. Bah, I forgot to put the outlines for the other ones. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, wait. I finally saw that new animated film. We don't need an outline there. Yeah, but I kinda wanna try here. It just makes the picture pop, I think. See? Look, I can, since I don't have pressure, if I want to do a small thing, it's gonna make a right click. Everything's messed up. I can do come on. So, like I was saying, I finally just saw the new Ninja Turtles animated film, and it was pretty fun actually. I'm not a big fan of a weird story with a ton of mutants and mixing everything together, but it was a pretty fun film. I really like the music with the big kaiju comb fight at the end. Superfly. With Superfly. It was pretty fun. I don't like the way the film ended with the turtles going to school. It's kinda weird. I don't think it will last that long in the sequel. The weird tease with Shredder. I like the weird tease with Shredder, but I don't like it means he's an henchman for the Utroms. But great film, pretty good. Easily one of the better TMNT film. There's a lot of them actually, but is there a lot of good TMNT stuff? Let's not talk about the series like the 2000s or the 2010s. There's not a lot of good TMNT film. Just like the classic 90s film. Kinda parts of the second film. The CGI film is nice, and the rest is bad. So it's easily yeah, I'm talking, I'm messing stuff. Is half of the TMNT films are bad and half are good. There's the film Turtles Forever. which is basically Into the Spider-Verse before Into the Spider-Verse. I can predict the last Spider-Verse film will do the same thing. They are going back to the main original universe. It's going to be drawn like a Steve Ditko comic, with the Stan Lee narration and stuff. Yeah, the Spider-Verse films will end exactly like Turtles Forever. You see, without pressure, I can. Without pressure, a lot of things don't work like the way I'm used to. No, stop! Why is this zooming? Was Raphael all along? But you'll see, we're going to go into a prime universe. Maybe that's what they're going to bring, the weird stuff from the comics, like Morlun, the guy chasing the spider people. Another Bendis creation. And we'll get to a prime universe, find the prime Peter Parker, Madame Web. Wait, Madame Web, they're doing. Don't forget, they don't know what the writers on the film don't know what they're writing. Maybe that was the plan at first, but the movie is simply going to be a time loop, Terminator 1 style, saving a baby Peter Parker or something. Forget the Madame Web. It's not going anywhere. No, I can do this. Without pressure, a lot of stuff don't work. Madame Web. Alright, since nothing is working, I'm gonna reboot the computer maybe in a little while. We're gonna stop the stream here because I can't do much. I can draw on paper, but I can draw on the tablet here. This tablet is pretty old now, huh? It's like 15 years old. How old is this tablet? 10, 15, at least 15 years old, maybe more. So yeah, when the plugin stops working. Alright, so we'll see if we do later the comic page, but maybe just to change a bit, change the pace, maybe we can play something, and why not check the other two Slenderman games I found since then. Alright, so we're gonna leave it at that. See you later. Wait. Alright. See you later. Take care. And bye.